Ellendale earned the title of safest school district in North Dakota despite having not one school resource officer. At this point on the river, it's about 1,000 feet across, so you have about 600 feet in the middle that you can create a wake. Hey Marcy, 12 people at our station rolled up their sleeves and donated blood today, each person saving 3 lives. Most of the state is under that no travel advisory, and for good reason. Right behind me is where the new $36 million St. Mary's Central High School will be open come fall 2019. A large piece of retaining wall has already been laid for the gym. The school's goal is to have the foundation completely down before those cold winter months roll around. This T-Rex tooth was discovered at this site last year. This summer, fossil prospectors are back to piece together the rest of this dinosaur's puzzle. More than 5 inches of rain damaged crops and closed roads in many areas in Dunn County. Legacy High is just one of the schools where hundreds of students pledged to stop using the R word. Before the PSA started airing, there were no applicants to run this engine, and now there are 8 to 12. A bus full of Bison fans is heading to Frisco, Texas for the NDSU game. Tamara reached out to each board member Sunday to give them a heads up that she was stepping down, but still the news came as a shock to many. Today's simulation proved challenging for the students because none of the surroundings were stable. Dogs are unconditionally loyal. They provide companionship and can also be an inspiration. Tonight we bring you a story about a puppy with a spirit so strong it can't be harnessed. Come on. This dog has no trouble standing on his own 2 feet. Patton is the top dog on this farm.
He earned that name after he got run over. He's pretty tough. All I gotta do is lay him in there.
Patton lost his front legs in a farming accident a couple years ago.
Without pinching his hair.
Losing a couple limbs hasn't slowed him down.
He's a blue heeler, so we call him a wheeler heeler now. So.
This custom-made mobility cart allows him to run free.
He loves it. That's what he lives for. Yeah, loves chasing cattle.
A herd of cattle is no match for a 2-legged dog with a huge heart. With all of his surgeries and the 2-wheeled herding harness, Corby Coast has spent $5,000 keeping Patton going and going and going.
I always say he's like a pulled tab machine. I'm in too deep to quit now. He gets our attention, yeah. He'll show him who's boss. He gets away with a lot more than a 4-legged dog would, so he's a pretty spoiled dog. Still loves what he does and never holds back, and the only thing he don't like is being left behind.
Patton has never healed to his handicap.
We're done for the day.
Patton has become a local celebrity. Customers who deliver livestock to the feedlot in Carrington take pictures with Patton, including this trucker from Oklahoma who has a prosthetic leg. Shelley Baumgartner has taken the bus for her entire life. Both of her parents have severe blindness, and for the past 5 years, no one in the household could drive. But now the Baumgartners are finally seeing some relief. On February 14th, Shelley Baumgartner turned 15. And the next day, she passed her driver's test.
The first day after Shelley had her license, she was, "Mom, you're not walking downtown to the bank. I'm giving you a ride." And it was kind of unusual for me. I'm just not used to that. So it was good.
When you have to go somewhere and you have to get one thing, it takes you 3 hours.
The Baumgartners have relied heavily on the bus, which picks up 6 blocks from their house.
When I tell people it takes me 5 hours to go get groceries, they're just astounded that I even do that. But that's just the way I've lived.
Without a driver in the home, Shelley has missed out on school events and social activities.
Getting coffee in the morning, that's a huge thing.
Lots of people dread filling up at the pump, but Shelley says she doesn't mind it at all, considering she spent about $40 a year in bus fare just getting to and from school.
I could pass him.
Now Shelley and her family are leaving the bus behind. Just a regular guy, heading out on a fishing trip, but he had no idea he would be assisting law enforcement in their rescue and recovery efforts.
Just driving up to it, that was pretty eerie.
The scene of a fatal plane crash.
After getting a look at it closer up, he definitely looks like he went straight in and probably 4 or 5 feet of water.
These fishermen arrived at the Hazelton boat ramp as authorities were leaving, but they met a Good Samaritan.
We found out that the fishermen were summoned out by the highway and were asked to, if they'd go check on the plane crash and see what happened, and they did. Found the passenger.
We talked to the boater that went out with the sheriff's department, and he said he was deceased when they got there. And
Jed and Terry say they decided last minute to troll for walleye further north. But if they had stuck with their original plan, they would have seen the tragedy firsthand.
We would have done whatever it had to do to hopefully rescue the guy, but thanks to the fishermen that did take the time to assist the sheriff's department, because that takes some guts to go up on a scene like that. So.
Gilbertson says he was told the sheriff's department had previously asked other fishermen to assist, but their answer was no. Reporting in Emmons County, Cynthia McLaughlin, NBC, North Dakota News. Warmer, drier weather like what we saw today has its pros, but it also creates a fire danger to many areas of the state. That brings us to tonight's top story. And will President Trump's new trade deal help farmers or raise the price of your next car? Tracy Potts is breaking down these important questions for us. Last year, many counties in the central and western parts of the state banned fireworks because of an ongoing drought. Police responded to the 2000 block of 50th Street West around 4:44 p.m. for a welfare check. Bismarck police are investigating the vandalism that took place earlier this evening, causing tonight's performance to be canceled. Cold day out there today, Kevin. Will it be like this all weekend?
No. In fact, we'll be in the 20s above zero.
You're watching the Evening Report Saturday with Cynthia McLaughlin.